It's Marianah Lourens and Art and Entertainment. Marianah Lourens met Kuns en Vermaak. En ons is weer hier eens in die klein theater in die voorportaal van die Athenaeum, the foyer of the little theatre. And I've got two amazing guests with me. The one is a muso. He plays you do play the guitar.
Yes,
you do. Eon Roux and Hugo Lourens. He is a dentist. Since when is dentistry art? I actually said to him, it's an art. I admire dentists. Hi, Hugo.
Ja, baie dankie.
For the benefit of most of our listeners, we will speak English. Ons praat natuurlijk altyd Afrikaans met mekaar, so het gaan nogal snaaks wees om te moet Engels praat met mekaar.
Ja, dis
But since you, hopefully the more experienced artist here, but I guess you learned to be an artist before you learned to be a dentist.
No, not at all.
You didn't learn to be an artist, you've just been doing it.
Being a dentist, I think, is of lesser importance, but being a dentist is being creative.
Very much
and
so.
I always knew that I had art in my family, and I always said, Lord, let me do one painting one day. So my woodwork also is creativity. So at the root of who I am is the creativity in me. You can't keep it in. It's and it just so happened that it started to take shape in the art as well.
Yes, because the woodwork, I actually have not seen your woodwork, but I've heard a lot about it because over the years you've been doing my teeth. You've told me about the woodwork and how you work there in your space at home. You've got a space at home for your woodwork.
Yes, I've been doing woodwork for more than 40 years, 45 years, actually longer. I've been in dentistry 45 years. So woodwork, when I'm in my workshop, I've saved up and I've built up quite a nice workshop. And I can be pretty professional in there.
And what do you make?
Whatever you need to. I love working in solid wood, and God has blessed me with so much material. I'm telling you, people now are still, some people are retiring, say, you still do woodwork? I said, yes. Why are you asking? No, I've got some yellow wood, I've got some Rhodesian teak. Enid often asks me, what do you want to do with all this? So Enid's got to keep me busy when I'm retired one day.
Yes. Well, Enid is sitting in the background and she's smiling behind her mask there. I hope you heard that, Enid, that you have to keep him busy one day when he retires. But if you keep your woodwork space, you'll be busy. But now, I saw them in your dentist's rooms. I saw the painting of the two figures and the bottle, the blue bottle. Then, of course, you also sent me another one where there's an that was an and then you have made the arrangement. But the actual painting did not have the plant with it.
Yeah, you see,
what inspired you there?
In doing art, I was trying to do all kinds of mediums and the different ones. And then one thing I try to do is to do the different kind of paintings or scenes, a seascape, a landscape. And then I saw that as an ornament that was in our TV lounge. And I thought that all the reflection could be an object of a metal that I can paint.
Describe the object.
Well, it's in it is daai vrou se beeldjies.
Well, it's
just two figures entwined like ballet dancers, and with its shiny metal, there was so much reflection. There was the blue bottle reflecting in it. Then my reflection that I discovered by chance. I explained to you how that happened. I didn't even realize I was painting my own reflection in it. And then my red gas bottle that I light my braai fire with. It's like a cascade of colors caught in this. When my art mentor, I said, I want to paint this, where do I start? He said, paint what you see. So that was the result.
And that's why you see the reflection of a bit of red, a bit of blue, and then where you were maybe wearing that shirt you're wearing, I don't know, it's kind of bluish.
I'm not sure.
And your reflection But what intrigued me was that it was like these two figures are melted together. It's like this molten, the base is just like one, and then it flows out into these two figures, and this is what this metal figure looks like. And then you added to it with this reflection of color, and it really, really grabbed me. I love that painting of yours.
I think you can call it harmonious atmosphere that it creates. It's just there's a unity there. There's harmony where the musician can come in if we start vocalizing things.
Totally.
But so that's...
And even to get to you now my husband, I ask him to print out everything that you do, because I follow you on Facebook, because you have got a huge Facebook audience, I would say, because we've known each other a few years already, a number of years. We were trying to work out how long it was, but we couldn't. Doesn't matter, not important. But your debut single just came out, Never in a Million, or in April it came out. And then it was in the top 30 in the media on another radio station, which we won't mention here. And then, of course, it streamed even in the USA. I saw highest streams were in the USA. So tell us a bit more.
Thank you so much, first of all, for having me, Tani. I really appreciate it. Yes, so I released my first debut single in February, at the end of February.
Was that the Never in a Million?
That is correct, Tani. Never in a Million. And the song basically speaks about the relationship between my dad and my mom. How they started dating. Dad was my mom's first boyfriend, and they were school sweethearts and ended up being married. But how it started, or how he asked her out, was quite unique and very strange to me at the same time, because I've never heard a story like that in my life before. How he actually asked her was, he had a music group, a vocal group that he started with one of his friends or a couple of his friends, and he heard that my mom could sing because she would sing in church, and he was very interested in her. Not in the fact that she could sing, but he was interested in her. So he approached her and asked her, listen, would you like to join my vocal group? And she was very interested in singing. So naturally she said, yes, I would, be interested in singing in your group. And I think 3 weeks, she said, they were singing together. And what would happen is, at rehearsals, he would pick the singers up and take them home. So what would happen is, he would pick everybody up and then drop everybody first. He would drop her first and then everybody else. So this particular evening, he dropped everybody else first and she was last. But she was quite surprised because she didn't know what was happening. Because obviously she would be the first one, to be dropped off. He turned to her and said, listen, I love you. Would you be my wife in 5 years' time? and that's how it happened.
That is so interesting. Did they actually get married in 5 years' time?
In 5 years' time, they got married.
And the Never in a Million. Now, what is it?
So they were married for about 32 years. And then tragically, my father died in a car accident, 2009. So it was quite a story to hear, starting from the beginning, how they got together, how strongly they felt about each other, and 32 years of blissful marriage coming to a tragic end with my dad dying in a car accident. And one of my mom's sentiments and what she would say about my dad is, there would never in a million would there be a guy like your father.
Okay.
And that is how the song got formed, and that is why I released that single, Never in a Million.
And it's really become a hit for you. But now, when I met you, you had a band and it was called Lifeline, but
That's
you
correct.
spelled it differently.
Yes, Danny.
Just give us the spelling.
So life would be the normal spelling, and then line would be Lyne.
Yes. Now, Lifeline, it was a gospel. You did other songs as well, but you did
It was mainly
It
gospel.
was mainly
Yes,
gospel.
Danny.
Yes, and that was the reason why you became known because of Lifeline.
Yes.
And why I got to know you because of Lifeline. And then, of course, we saw you perform and everything, and it was awesome. And now you're still in the band?
No, Tanya, unfortunately not. Everybody has moved on, unfortunately, and started their own families, and I'm still
Are they still in music?
They are teachers. Some of them are teachers, but others are not in music.
Okay.
So they've grown into their own careers and started their family, and now they are
But
living.
maybe you never know. Later you can get together
Yes,
with
definitely.
them again. The
Oh,
sky's
definitely,
the limit
Tanya.
when you're
Definitely.
a musician.
Yes.
Nou, Hugo, ek het jou vroeër gevra, jou meubels wat jy maak, wanneer jy dit maak jy dit vir iemand wat 'n bestelling nodig het, of maak jy dit soos op bestelling? Want jy het gesê, what anybody wants, I'll do.
No, what anything you can talk about, I could possibly do
Yeah.
in woodwork, but I've
You're not
never
gonna make
worked.
me a
No, I've
bed or
never.
something.
I have done things, small projects for people, but you know what? My hands are always busy. Somebody asked me one day, "Where do you get all these projects from?" I said, "Man, I still got so much I want to do. So as to get to everything, that's my problem."
What is
But
one dream that you would want to do?
I will share with you now Jesus was the son of a carpenter. So Jesus and we have some awesome time there. I have been led by the Lord to make some interesting things. And the one thing one day was I was trying to make a travel box for communion. So I was putting the different components together, working out the space. Then you know what the Lord showed me? Somebody came and asked me whether I've got Willinote, wild olive wood, and he said, "What do you want to do is for his daughter's wedding, make an anchor." I said, "An anchor?" He said, "Yes. Didn't you know that the anchor was the sign for the Christians before the cross became the sign?" And you know what? I was busy with this communion set and the anchor, and I saw in my spirit the anchor with the 3 toes, half moon platform, space for all the communion glasses, a little dish for the bread, and the back was the cross. The anchor has got in its stem, would you call, where the rope is, there is a cross bar. It looks like a cross. And I sat there, and you know what God showed me is that the cross anchors us to Christ, the servant. And it was amazing. I made a few. I never sold anyone. I gave it all away. I haven't even got a sample for myself anymore. And then one day there was an incident where I said, "Lord, you know, resolving this issue is really a foot washing effort that needs to take place here." And you know what God showed me then? I made an anchor lying flat, and in the toes surrounding a bowl where you can put big enough to put feet in. And God showed me the cross anchor us to Christ the servant. And that was not the end of it.
And that was like a foot washing.
Yeah, that's just so you can
basin.
fit. And then the round plates I cut out to form this. God showed me that's to make a platter. I was making a gift for somebody. And you know, then God showed me. The cross anchors us to Christ the servant, and from the core of the servanthood comes the platter on which he serves us. So that's just 2 things But I've never really gave myself out to make things for people for money. I can do basically everything that you can.
You can do what people ask you to do, but you're not trading.
Well,
you're not trading. The thing is, you are a dentist still, and you're a full-time dentist. And I really appreciate you giving us a bit of your time between your dentistry and your workshop. And where do you paint?
I have
in your workshop.
No, the double garage.
Okay.
To the annoyance of other people, I've changed it, half of it into a little studio. And so I can't put my second car in there, having hassles with that at the moment, but that is something that God is sorting out for us. But I have made a space where I've got everything set up, and I built a cabinet with all the drawers, and everything is ready to be used.
For your painting.
Yeah.
So you've got your self-made studio almost done, and you've got your carpentry workshop.
No, the studio is there. It's
Yes,
just become
but you just have to use it now and make it your own space and all
yes.
that. Yes. Oh, that is wonderful. And Ian, I'm so thrilled about these streaming stuff that's happening. What else? Because it's the time of COVID. It's hit us all hard. Have you been able to do live shows at all?
Unfortunately, not live, Danny. It would probably mostly be online, either pre-recorded or maybe just interviews online, but not live shows where people, the audience.
Something you really miss.
Yes, it's something that I really miss, and it's definitely, the audience, to feed off them and kind of engage with people is always something that as an artist you desire to see how they're enjoying, how the music is actually touching them and changing them. So that's something that really...
It's missing.
Yeah.
It's missing, but we're getting there. We're making plans, and some people are having live performances, they're doing gigs. And if people want to get hold of you, how do they get hold of you?
I am on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, TikTok as well, because everybody's jumping on this TikTok heist. So my name, Ian Leroux, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. So
and Ian is E-O-N.
That is correct.
Not an I, it's an E. Ian Leroux. As you say it with the R-O-U-X, L-E-R-O-U-X. I want to ask you this because almost, of course, here we're in good company because we go to church, we like to sing in church and all that stuff. You spoke about the communion, Hugo, and the cross, and so God is important in our lives. You also started off somewhere in primary school, or where did you start off playing the guitar and singing?
It would probably be, Danny, I think my cousin was a very big influence in especially instruments, because he was the musical person in the family. My mom plays the piano.
And she sings, we
And
heard.
she sings, yes, she sings as well. And but I think he was more... because he was into the jazz, he studied music.
He was doing it actively?
Yes, Danny. So that is where I heard the guitar instrument for the first time, and saw the instrument for the first time was through my cousin. And I just fell in love with the sound. I fell in love with the instrument, and I thought I could also someday play the guitar, and started learning. And now, so basically that's where I think high school was
yes.
when I
so
started.
You weren't in a church choir?
No, Danny, I wasn't in a church choir.
But your parents obviously came from that background. Thank you so much. Our time is actually run out. It's been such a pleasure. Do you want people to reach you at all, Hugo?
I've been in town so long, people reaching me. When they come to me, there's a family rule that they must become family, and the only thing I'm indebted to them is love. And
yes, but I mean, you're not trading with your art, and I want to say, watch the space. When he retires, he may start trading with his art and selling some things, either a painting or a chest of drawers or a bed or a table. So thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, Marianah, thank you very much. It's such an opportunity. I said to you that I do not deserve. I don't feel worthy of it. And that's why I had to give my God the honor for it.
Yes.
Something is instilled in me, like an Eon. We cannot help. It's got to come out. You can't keep it down.
Indeed. And that is what I love in the arts, of course. It's therapeutic. We all say, well, either to look at it or to practice it, to behold it or to actually be the creator of it. we can only thank our Creator. So thank you, Hugo, for coming today. Watch this space for future art and carpentry. And thank you so much, Ian. We also say watch this space. There may be a gig somewhere in the making or a performance, and keep it going online.
Thank you so much, Danny, for having me.
And it's Ian Leroux, EONLEROUX. And it's time for me, Marianah Lourens, and Art and Entertainment to say goodbye. Ja, Marianah en Kuns en Vermaak wat nou moet groet met Arrivari.